There is one structural element that can resist loading without bending and tension. Can you guess what that member can be? Arches are structural members that resist loading through pure compression. In this lecture, I will solve one example of 3-pin arch having uniformly distributed load and a point load. This is part of my video series on IStructE Certificate in Structural Behavior. If you have missed other lectures, click on link over here to come on over. Hi, I'm Dr. Jawed Qureshi, a senior lecturer in structural engineering and design at the University of East London, and in here we talk about civil and structural engineering. This lecture is about arches, and I'm going to solve one example. What is the maximum thrust in the following 3-pin arch? If you have a look at this arch, it is a symmetrical arch, but the loading itself is not symmetrical, it's unsymmetrical. This is due to this point load. Now, what can be the maximum thrust? For solving this question, I suggest that you solve this question first before having a look at the solution. And there are 4 options to choose from. A is 274 kilonewton, B is 103 kilonewton, C is 171 kilonewton, and D is 203 kilonewton. What options do you think is correct? Please put your answer in comment down below. I will wait for you to come back and then I will start solving the question. Let's go away and solve this question. For solving this question, firstly, I will have reactions over here, and reactions are, let me use red pen. If I call this point as A, and if I call this point as B, and this point as C, I have VA, and I have HA, and at this position I have BB, and I have HB. We have to apply equilibrium equations here. So first equilibrium equation that apply is summation of vertical forces equal to 0, and vertical forces are reactions VA plus VB. This is equal to total load due to this UDL, which is 8 times the total span. The total span is 12 plus 6 plus 6 will be 24. So this will give me total load plus this point load of 100 kilonewton, 100. This will give me VA plus VB as, if I add this up, I will get 292 kilonewton, and this is my equation 1. Then I will say summation of horizontal forces equal to 0. As no other horizontal force is applied, HA will be equal to HB. It is important to note that for this kind of arch, the thrust has to be equal, unless if there is no horizontal load applied. The horizontal reactions will be equal regardless of whatever type of loading you apply over here. The next equilibrium equation I'm going to apply is summation of moment at A is equal to 0. When you say summation of moment at A is equal to 0, this is this point. I will say clockwise moments are equal to anti-clockwise moments. So say clockwise M is equal to anti-clockwise M. So clockwise moments are this 100 kilonewton point load. This will create a moment with respect to point A, and the distance is 12 plus 6, which is 18. And UDL is going to create clockwise moment as well. So plus uniformly distributed load, which is 8 times the total distance. Total distance is 24, and it is going to act at half of the distributed load, so 24 divided by 2. and this is equal to VB. VB is going to create anticlockwise moment. VB times distance between VB and VA is 24, and if you simplify it, you will get 1800 plus 2304. This is equal to VB. This is equal to VB times 24, and as a result, I will get VB as equal to 4104 divided by 24, and this will give me value of VB as 171 kilonewton. So let's shade this up, 171 kilonewton, and I will put this value back in the equation to find out the VA. Although VA is not needed over here, but I will find it out in any way. So let's find out VA. Simply put the equation value of VB over here. So VA plus, instead of VB, I'm writing directly 171. This is equal to 292. From here, VA will be equal to 292 minus 171, and this will give me VA as 121 kilonewton. And again, I will shade this. Once I've got reactions, then it's pretty easy to find out the thrust. As thrust can be find out in right support or at left support, but because here the loading is more towards right, so I'm assuming that the thrust will be a force that is acting in the arch, that will be resultant force of VA and VB, that will be maximum on right side because we have more loading on right side. And after that I will find out the loading on left side as well and prove that I was right. So let's first of all find out thrust at point B, where I will say moment about the pin in the middle is 0, but from right side. So let's find that out. So let me say that moment at C is equal to 0, but from right side. If you do that, then you will have arch over here, and you will have VB, which is equal to 171 kilonewton, and you will have HB, which is not known, and you will have a UDL of 8 kilonewton per meter, and you will have a point load of 100 kilonewton, and this distance is 6 meters and 6 meters. Once you have got this diagram, then you will find out moment. Again, I will say clockwise, and this is point C, and anti-clockwise moments are equal. So UDL is creating clockwise moment, so I will say 8 times 12 times 12 by 2. This is UDL plus 100 kilonewton. This is point load. It is creating clockwise moment as well. Times 6. 6 is the distance here. Plus HB is creating clockwise moment as well. The distance over here is 8 meters. HB times 8. This is all equal to reaction VB, which is 171 times the distance between VB and C, which is 6 plus 6, 12. So if you simplify this, you will get 576 plus 600. I'm simplifying this value and this value, and HB times 8. This is equal to 2052, and if I sum everything up, it will give me HB as equal to 876 divided by 8, and from here I will get HB as 109.5 kilonewton. Once you have got HB, then simply you will find out, you have horizontal reaction and then you have a vertical reaction. You want to find out the resultant force. So horizontal is 109.5 kilonewton and vertical VB is 171 kilonewton. So I will simply find out resultant. F square is equal to 109.5 square plus 171 square, and from here you can find out value of 109.5 square plus 171 square. You will get value of F as 203 kilonewton. This is thrust at on right side, thrust at B. As we have a lot of loading on right side, so that's why I'm saying that the answer should be 203 kilonewton, but we will check what is on left side. So let us check how we can find out the left side. On left side we will take moment at C is equal to 0 on left side, and that will give us a diagram over here, and this diagram will be like this. You have vertical reaction, you have horizontal reaction. HA is not known, and the distance from here to here is 8 meters, and distance from this point to the end is 12 meters, and we have a distributed load of 8 kilonewton per meter, and this is point C and this is point A, and VA is known over here. VA is 121 kilonewton, and we will say a summation of moment at C is equal to 0. So let us say that summation of moment at C is equal to 0, but this time we are finding it out from left side. So from left side, VA will create a clockwise moment, VA times 12. This is the distance between A and C, and all other forces are creating anti-clockwise moment. So HA will create anti-clockwise moment and 8 will create anti-clockwise moment. So 8 times 12 times half of the distributed load. So I will say 12 squared divided by 2 plus HA times 8. So if you simplify this, you will get, if you put value here, 121 times 12 is equal to 576 plus 8 HA, and from here value of HA will be equal to 1452 minus 576 divided by 8, and this will give me value of HA as 109.5 kilonewton. You saw that HA and HB, they are equal, which is equal to HB, and HB was 109.5 kilonewton. This proves that the reactions are equal. So once we have got values of reactions, then we can find out their resultant force. So horizontal is 109.5 kilonewton, vertical is 121 kilonewton. Clearly vertical is less over here as compared to VB. VB was 171. So when it is less, then certainly this will not control. So maximum thrust will still be 203 that we found out earlier. But let's find it out. f square is equal to 109.5 square plus 121 square. This will give me value of f as 163.2 kilonewton. So this is thrust at A, and you saw earlier that thrust at B was higher. So thrust at B was 203 and thrust at A is 163. So I will say maximum thrust is at B, and this is equal to 203 kilonewton, and this is our final answer. Let's see what options do we have. If I go back here, option D is the correct one, 203, and all other options are incorrect. Option A 274, B 103, and C 171. So correct answer is option D, which is 203 kilonewton. Now let me know, did you get this right? Write down in comments, and thanks for watching this lecture. Please consider subscribing if you like this video, and I will see you in my next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching this lecture today. If you have missed any of the lectures in this series, IStructE Structural Behaviour, click on this link or scan this barcode to watch other lectures. Now I have over 50 lectures in this series, so feel free to watch it. And if you wanted to download the lecture slides, click on this link or scan this barcode. I will see you in my next lecture.